This video is sponsored by PTCGLstore.com, a great place for you to buy Pokemon TCG code cards. Hey guys, in today's video, we'll be showcasing the Loyal 3 from the Shrouded Fable expansion set. The Loyal 3 of course are OKIDOGI, MUNKIDORI, and FEZANDIPITI. However, the one that controls them all is PECHARUNT. So let's take a look at this combo. Starting with PECHARUNT EX, it has the ability Subjugating Chains. It basically lets you switch one of your dark Pokemon other than PECHARUNT EX from the bench to the active spot, after which your new active Pokemon will now be poisoned. This ability of course is great for switching your Pokemon, however, what's the purpose of the poison? Well, that ability synergizes well with one of the Loyal 3, OKIDOGI EX, one of the stronger attackers of the three. And we'll be focusing more on its Chain Crazed attack. For 2 dark and 1 colorless energy, it deals 130 base damage. However, if this Pokemon is poisoned, hence PECHARUNT's ability, this attack will deal 260 damage instant. And not only that, you can also combo this attack and all of your attacks with the new Binding Mochi tool card, which increases your attack by 40 more damage to your opponent's active Pokemon if your attacking Pokemon is poisoned. There are other ways to poison OKIDOGI EX. One way is by using its first attack, Poisonous Musculature. For 1 colorless energy, it lets you search your deck for up to 2 basic dark energy, attach it to this Pokemon, and when you do, you also poison this Pokemon. So not only does this attack poison OKIDOGI, potentially increasing its attack, but it also energizes its second attack. Of course, one other way to poison and energize our attackers is by using Janine's Secret Art. This allows you to choose up to 2 of your dark type Pokemon, and for each of them, you search your deck for a basic dark energy and attach it to that Pokemon. And if you attach an energy to your active Pokemon with this, it will now be poisoned. Again, this works really well with OKIDOGI EX's attack. But then we also have the rest of the Loyal 3. The second one is MUNKIDORI EX. Again, this one synergizes well with PECHARUNT EX thanks to its ability, Oh No You Don't, whereby if this Pokemon is knocked out by damage from an attack from your opponent's Pokemon, they will take 1 fewer prize card as long as you have PECHARUNT EX in play. With this ability, you're effectively making this a single prize attacker with high HP, and this can easily force your opponent to a 7 or even an 8 prize game. Its attack is Dirty Headbutt. For 2 dark and 1 colorless energy, it deals 190 damage, but you cannot use its attack again next turn. But you don't really have to worry about the drawback of this attack, since PECHARUNT EX's ability can just switch your bench dark Pokemon to the active anyways, so you can practically attack every turn. And finally, the third of the Loyal 3 is FEZANDIPITI EX. This is reminiscent of the old Oricorio GX, since it now has one of the most useful abilities in the game. Flip the Script basically lets you draw 3 cards if, during your opponent's last turn, they knocked out one of your Pokemon. It's just a really nice draw support, which will see a lot of play. And of course, it can also attack with Cruel Arrow for 3 colorless energy. This attack deals a flat 100 damage to one of your opponent's Pokemon anywhere on the board. This attack is such a great sniping option as well. Of course, PECHARUNT EX not only bind the Loyal 3 together, but it can also attack with Irritated Outburst. For 2 dark energy, it deals 60 damage times the number of prizes your opponent has already taken. So this attack can deal anywhere from 0 to 300 damage. As for the other cards worth noting, Morpeko is a great pivot option since it technically has 0 retreat cost as long as it doesn't have any energy attached on it. And it doubles as single prize attacker, especially against Mimikyu. I also added 1 copy of this MUNKIDORI since we are receiving damage from poison. I thought it would be a good idea to use Adrenabrain ability so that we can transfer those damage counters from our Pokemon to our opponents. Doing this actually makes it a lot easier to deal 330 or more damage to one-hit knockout most Pokemon in the game. To help accelerate energies to our Pokemon, of course we have Dark Patch. This will help accelerate dark energies from the discard pile to one of our bench dark Pokemon. And I found the energy switch to be very useful in this deck because it's great for transferring energies, especially after using Janine. You can easily transfer those energies and fully power up our attacks. And finally, for our Ace Spec card, I'm using Scoop Up Cyclone. I'm using this because, I assure you guys, you'll have a lot of close calls when your Pokemon will get knocked out because of your own poison. So it's always good to have this around, especially if you can just simply remove your Pokemon from play before it gets knocked out. The draw support for this build could be better, but aside from Radiant Greninja, I also have Squawkabilly EX for that early draw. But you really don't want this sticking around just to be knocked out, which is why I also have Collapse Stadium. This limits both players to only have 4 Pokemon on their bench. So you can use this to your advantage and remove Squawkabilly EX and remove our liability from play. And finally, I also have Pokestop, which can help us get the item cards that we need from our deck. Overall, this deck can be very explosive, especially if you go second, but I think its greatest weakness is energy conservation and energy acceleration. Late game, you can just run out of energies. And this build is also a bit linear in my opinion. It lacks the ability to adapt to certain matchups. But I'm sure over time, we'll figure out a way to bring out the best potential for each of these cards. Anyways, that's pretty much it. You can find the complete deck list in the description below. And now please enjoy the following gameplay videos showcasing PECHARUNT EX with the Loyal 3. Before we get into the video, I have a small request. If you're liking the content I create, please leave a like to this video, and please support this channel by subscribing if you haven't already. This is a small click for you, but for me, it means a lot. Thank you so much for all of your support. Alright, on to our first match. We're gonna start this one with OKIDOGI EX in the active spot. My opponent will mulligan. We're going against Lugia VSTAR. Alright. Tough matchup, especially once they set up their Archeops early on in the game. And that's what we want to avoid as much as possible. Got an extra card, MUNKIDORI EX, which is also awesome. And they're also using FEZANDIPITI EX. Dude, that card is so awesome. You can practically use that in any deck. But now it's our turn. Let's go ahead and use Trekking Shoes. We already have MUNKIDORI, so I'll go ahead and discard this, draw one card. We got an extra energy. I can use Ultra Ball. I can recover these anyways, discard our energy so that we can start using our Dark Patches once we get them. Grab Squawkabilly EX, put our Binding Mochi to OKIDOGI EX. Carmine for 5. And we got Fezandipiti. We can attach one energy to OKIDOGI EX. I don't think we can attack this turn though. Go ahead and use Squawk and Seize. Alright, another MUNKIDORI. Got a Dark Patch though. Trekking Shoes, I got Nest Ball. Let's go ahead and use this to get our PECHARUNT EX. This is going to help us to switch around our Dark Pokemon and hopefully increase our attack. There's really not much I could do, so I'm just going to use Poisonous Musculature, search my deck for 2 basic Dark Energies, attach them to OKIDOGI EX, and we're also poisoned. So what's really nice about OKIDOGI is that it has this attack that can self set up or set itself up to have that increased damage output. Because once you're poisoned, of course our Chain's Craze attack will now increase doubled, and then with Binding Mochi we're actually dealing 300 damage now. But my opponent uses Boss's Orders. Thankfully they didn't get to evolve into Lugia VSTAR and set up their Archeops, so we survive another turn. Let's go ahead and use Subjugating Chain and switch our OKIDOGI EX back into the active spot, again poisoning it, increasing its attack, and with that we can use Chain Crazed, dealing 300 damage against their Lugia V, knocking it out for our first 2 prizes. That could have gone better though. This OKIDOGI EX has the potential to actually deal a one-hit knockout on its very first turn. At least 300 damage. I'm actually thinking of putting the regular MUNKIDORI in this build so that I can transfer those poison damage, but this is my preliminary build. But so far it's going really good. So now my opponent is getting a lot of the cards that they need. They need Archeops, they need to discard those, and Fezandipiti EX also helps them to draw 3 extra cards because we did just knock out one of their Lugia V. And with their Capturing Aroma, they also have Snorlax. But still no Archeops in the discard pile. Can they evolve into Lugia VSTAR and discard those Archeops? Alright, there's the Lugia VSTAR. They have Luminion V though, okay. That could get them like Arvin or something. Or Professor's Research is good too. They could just discard their entire hand along with the Archeops, or at least one of them, and draw extra cards. Can use Great Ball. They find a Lugia V, Ultra Ball. Alright, they have 2 Archeops ready to go. They can attack with Lugia VSTAR, but no other attackers other than Snorlax and possibly Fezandipiti. And now they're using Summoning Star, VSTAR power for this game. And now there's the 2 Archeops in play. Now they can accelerate as many, or at least 2 per Archeops. 2 special energies, and then they can attack with Lugia VSTAR. They can deal as much as 220. actually, with 220, if they don't, as long as they don't attach double turbo energy to reduce their attack, they can knock out Okidogi EX in a sense that they deal 220 and then the poison actually knocks us out. So that's one of the downside to Okidogi. It does have a higher HP of 250, but the poison does account for that. That's why it has a high amount of HP. So they attack for 220. The poison actually knocks out our Okidogi EX, and that gets my opponent their first 2 prizes. So now we have to rethink this. I have to recover my Okidogis because I only have 2 in this deck, right? And 1 energy is good. So we can grab that with Nest Ball, and we have 2 Dark Patches. We can actually deal another knockout blow against this Lugia VSTAR. Dude, this is insane. Attach an energy, and then use this Binding Mochi, Subjugating Chains to poison our Okidogi and put it in the active spot. And Chain Crazed, once again, deals 300 damage, knocking out their Lugia V-Star. Not bad. Okidogi EX is so powerful. It is the most powerful attacker of the 3 loyal 3s. Munkidori is actually exceptional, especially that your opponent is taking 1 less prize as long as PECHARUNT EX is in play. But Okidogi has that potential to one-hit knockout majority of Pokemon in the game, right? But it is very unlikely that we can do that to like stage 2 EX Pokemon with 310 or even more HP. We can't knock out Charizard EX. That's why I'm thinking of actually adding Munkidori with the Adrena Brain to transfer damage. I think that would be the best way to play this game. Or maybe, I don't know. There must be a better way to make this Okidogi EX better, in a sense that we can take multiple prizes. Or at least 1-hit knockout even those high HP attackers. So for now, my opponent used Iono, putting us down to just 2 cards in our hand, and it's very difficult to actually draw. That is one thing about this this build, though, is the draw support. At least their Snorlax does not knock out our Okidogi, so we can take another knockout. But what's this? We got a boss's orders? Yo, let's go for the win, man. Boss's orders their Fezandipiti and deal another 300 damage, knocking it out for our last 2 prizes. That's insane. Heart of the cards, guys. Wow, good game. Alright, moving on to our next match. Let's put PECHARUNT EX in the active spot. We also have Radiant, Greninja, and Munkidori EX. So having PECHARUNT EX in the active is great because we can just use its ability and switch out Munkidori if we need to. And for now, we're just focusing on our setup here. So Squawkabilly EX definitely is a must. And I'm just going to attach these Binding Mochi as much as I can. Squawk and Seize. Got Okidogi EX. Trekking Shoes. Dark Patch is awesome. Of course, we need that. I'll attach an energy to Okidogi EX for now and just end my turn. So we're going against Charizard EX. They have Charmander in the active spot. This is one of the weaker matchups that we have, actually. I've fought against Charizard EX and also Dragapult EX with this build. The damage spread with Dragapult EX is really bad for us, especially with the poison damage, dealing 200 after that. They can easily knock out our Pokemon. And Charizard EX, the more prizes we take, the faster we lose, because most of them they can actually one-hit knockout with Charizard EX, especially after we take 1 prize. And in the new format with the Dusclops, they can actually force our hand so that we can receive 1 extra prize, so that will push their attack to 210. or more, making this one of the most dangerous matchups that we can have. Let me just draw 2 cards with Radiant Greninja for the meantime. Switch out. Let's see here. MUNKIDORI, Dark Patch, and then I can use Janine to energize OKIDOGI for the meantime. So we can knock out this Charmander with OKIDOGI EX. Retreat. And then we can use Dark Patch to reattach that to MUNKIDORI EX and get our first prize. We don't need a lot of damage right now anyways, and without poisoning our OKIDOGI EX, it conserves our HP, right? So we're not dying that easily unless they evolve into Dusclops. We will take 1 prize for it, but it does easily knock out our OKIDOGI EX. But they also have to worry about evolving into Charizard EX at this point. And they whiffed it, dude. They couldn't set up anything this turn, and that's... I will take that, dude. Alright, Radiant Greninja draws 2 more cards. Dark Patch to MUNKIDORI. So now MUNKIDORI can deal a lot of damage here. I'm gonna go ahead and use PECHARUNT to switch it out. Dirty Headbutt, knocking out this Charmander, getting our second prize. Got another MUNKIDORI EX. So one of my strategies would be probably to use just MUNKIDORI EX to attack. And if my opponent knocks it out, they only get 1 prize, but they don't get to set up again. Okay. We're just gonna grab Fezandipiti EX, use Janine's Secret Art 1 more time. We only have 1 energy left in the deck. And this time we're gonna use OKIDOGI EX to knock out this Duskull for another prize. Okay, awesome. We got, alright, cool. So we can actually snipe our opponent here. Before they can evolve into like a Charizard EX, you can use Fezandipiti, but they've already evolved into Pidgeot EX. Now we're in the danger zone because this is where it starts rolling. If they can grab like Arven, and if they already have like another rare candy in their hand, okay, Unfair Stamp, draw them extra cards. That's insane. No, they only evolve into Charmeleon, and they pass. Yo, they pass. Well, with Arven, I'm just gonna use Dark Patch then. Binding Mochi. And what I'm gonna do is use Fezandipiti to actually snipe that Charmeleon before it evolves into Charizard EX, because it's gonna be so hard for us to knock out a Charizard EX. So before it even evolves, might as well just take it out. And Fezandipiti EX, it's just gonna stay there. We're just gonna keep sniping whatever they put in their bench. And they're concede. All right, I'll take it. I'll take that win. All right, moving on to our next match. We got Fezandipiti and OKIDOGI. So Fezandipiti goes into the active. It's a lot easier to retreat this one. So, ooh, we got PECHARUNT EX. Trekking Shoes. Discard that, draw 1. I'll just attach to OKIDOGI for the meantime and just end my turn. So we're going against Iron Thorns EX. So it does turn off all of our abilities, especially if this is the quad Thorns. We can't use PECHARUNT EX. So we might be relying on Janine to poison OKIDOGI. I'm thinking of being able to just one-hit knock out Iron Thorns. Hey, speaking of, we got Janine's Secret Art. We can fully energize our OKIDOGI EX. And with Janine, we can actually energize both Fezandipiti and OKIDOGI EX. But the downside is that since Fezandipiti is in the active, it's the one that's gonna get poisoned, not OKIDOGI. So, I mean, I could just attack this Iron Thorns early on and then go from there. Let me get MUNKIDORI for the meantime. Attach this. And then we're just gonna use Chain Crazed, although it's only dealing 130 damage. We can knock it out on our next turn. And my opponent will use Iono. Okay. Maybe I could use like Canceling Cologne in this deck. Canceling Cologne. Alright, so now my opponent's Iron Thorns is fully energized. The double turbo energy does reduce its attack. However, it balances out with a future capsule because it increases its attack. So 140. And let's see what we can do here. We can use our Ultra Ball to get more Peko. And then, I mean, Janine's Secret Art can poison Okidogi. So I think what I'm gonna do is just get another Okidogi and Binding Mochi. So the other one is prize, so we'll grab our Hisuian Heavy Ball, get it, Binding Mochi, and yeah, I'm just gonna attack. Knock out this Iron Thorns EX, get us for our first 2 prizes. And we're gonna save our Janine Secret Art until next turn. And if my opponent does not have any boss orders, we're just gonna continue to knock it out while we're poisoned, because they're not dealing enough damage to knock out Okidogi anyways. And we're just gonna knock out 2 of their remaining Iron Thorns to get our last 4 prizes. So here we go. We're just gonna use Dark Patch with more Peko. Its ability is not turned off because it doesn't have any rule box, so we can easily retreat it. Then use Janine to power up its attack further. I'll attach 1 here and 1 to Munkidori. And then we're just gonna use Chain Craze, deal 300 damage, 1 hit knocking out their Iron Thorns EX to get us our next 2 prizes. So yeah, that ability lock is not gonna work on us. They have Crushing Hammers though, but it failed. And they're just gonna concede. Alright, good game. Alright, moving on to our last match. This time, both players mulligan. And I'm gonna put Munkidori in the active spot, Fezandipiti on the bench. And my opponent will be going first here. Dude, this is the Snorlax. Snorlax control. Snorlax stall. Dude. No, okay, they used the Fluid, but that's alright. You know, that's alright. They got PECHARUNT EX on our bench, and you know what? With that, they actually can't trap us, because now PECHARUNT can just continue to put or switch our Pokemon from the bench to the active spot, so we can just continue to knock out their Pokemon. I'm gonna use Ultra Ball for the meantime and get Munkidori. Each time we get poisoned, we can transfer those damage counters and go from there. Gonna use Professor's Research, attach another energy, but nothing else to help us attack this turn. Should attach the Mochi there, and we got another PECHARUNT just in case, and just end our turn. Okay, we couldn't attack this turn, unfortunately, but that's alright. They're gonna boss our Munkidori in the active spot. That's fine. We could just use again our PECHARUNT EX's ability to switch out our Munkidori EX, start making knockouts. And slowly but surely, this is just a slow paced battle, but we're gonna do our best to end this match as soon as possible, right? So Janine will put 2 energies to those 2 Pokemon. We're just gonna grab Professor's Research with Trekking Shoes, Subjugating Chains to put our Munkidori EX in the active, and we're gonna use Dirty Headbutt to knock out their first Snorlax. Got a Dark Patch for that, which is awesome. So most definitely they're not going to deck us out here, because we're gonna be taking knockouts mostly every single turn thanks to PECHARUNT EX. So This is a really nice showcase that control decks really don't have any hold on PECHARUNT EX. Although there are other control decks in the format right now, but at least with this one, I think we have the advantage. So regardless whether or not we are ahead in the price trade, they can use counter catcher, but then again, we can just switch out. You're gonna use Airy. We're gonna lose this Dark Patch for sure, and Palpad. Okay. All right, this is not. All right, the technique is not to panic with Snorlax control, right? And don't expend your resources too much during these types of matches. And we're just gonna transfer the Dark Energy to MUNKIDORI, so that as we gain poison, we're gonna just transfer them to our opponent's Pokemon. Get another prize for knocking out their Snorlax. So at this point, it's just a matter of time, really. Dude, a Mimikyu. No. No, okay. So with our board states full, we can't really put any other Pokemon in play. So the only thing I could do is use MUNKIDORI's Adrena Brain to transfer these damage, and eventually we'll just knock out Mimikyu. Alright, well, we got that. So that's gonna be our plan. Easily transfer these damage counters to knock out Mimikyu, and we'll be done with it. Bravery Charm, dude, no, okay. Oh, this is gonna take forever. And Radiance Arena, it's gonna heal continuously. Oh, man. Now I'm thinking of actually adding Canceling Cologne in the stack. Canceling Cologne, man. Okay. They exchange the stadium with Pokestop, right? Use Professor's Research. Scoop up Cyclone. We could empty out another slot, but really nothing is gonna help us here. Well, they're not attacking, so I'm just gonna continue to transfer these damage counters. Scoop this guy up. And I could Iron Bundle, Hyper Blower their Mimikyu. We can take a knockout here. Oh no, we can't. Okay, this Cornerstone Ogerpon is immune to damage from Pokemon with abilities. So Okidogi EX can knock it out, but we don't have any energies on it. That's the only thing. I've already used up 2 Dark Patches. I mean, Fezandipiti could actually snipe their bench. And we're out of energy switch as well, so Misfortune Sisters, alright, they didn't discard any item cards, which is good. And Accompanying Fluid again. It's actually, well, they got PECHARUNT EX, so... Oh man, okay. Okay, I guess they could still deck us out here. Let me go ahead and just continue to energize my Okidogi EX. If I can, I cannot. I could retreat my MUNKIDORI EX. Adrena Brain to this guy. Mochi to Okidogi, and yeah, let me retreat to MUNKIDORI, Dark Patch to Fezandipiti, Pokestop. Alright, we got a Vacuum. I mean, I could Vacuum that that HP buff on my opponent's Mimikyu. And I'm just gonna end my turn here. Okay. Slowly but surely, my opponent is just healing. Okay, they take out their Rotom V with Penny. Temple of Sinnoh doesn't affect us that much because we're only using basic energies in this build. And then we can use Nuzball. I could just get that Iron Bundle later on. And I'm just gonna use Poisonous Musculature to power up my Okidogi. So now at least we can take care of this Cornerstone Ogre Pawnee EX. Okay, they're gonna use Lost Vacuum, take out our Binding Mochi, but that's fine. We're still dealing a lot of damage. Okay. So they force our hand, putting Radiant Greninja on our bench and forcing it in the active spot. Still, we're still okay. We have 3 energies on Fezandipiti now. So you know what I'm gonna do actually is just snipe their Jirachi for the meantime. Move this damage counter. It's not gonna deal too much, but still, it's something. Get one prize, alright, MUNKIDORI EX. It's slow, but I think we got this. We got 9 cards left in the deck though. That's the only thing. Then we can take care of this Cornerstone. Get 2 prizes, and then all we have to do is take care of Serena. So with Serena, we can use Fezandipiti to deal 100. They can't heal it enough during their turn. So if we could just snipe it twice, we could knock it out for the last prize. Okay, they're gonna use Penny. Probably just gonna try and remove this Cornerstone Ogre Pawn, but I'm gonna take advantage of it and just knock it out this turn, I think. So I'm gonna save Lost Vacuum. I'm gonna put 7 damage counters to their Mimikyu. At some point. So for now, I'm just gonna use Okidogi EX, knock out their Cornerstone Ogre Pawn EX, get 2 prizes. So all we have to do is take care of 1 more prize and we should be good. And then I'm gonna preserve this Lost Vacuum so that we can remove Mimikyu's HP buff. And then we gotta figure out on how to just knock it out completely. But my opponent's not gonna make it easy on us. Thankfully, they Iono'd, and actually that helps us out, increasing increasing the cards left in our deck anyway, so that's good. So for now, I'm just gonna use Fezandipiti, put 100 damage to their Serena, but they're gonna use Penny. Oh man. So now we're left with Mimikyu here. But without Serena, they have to consider now putting it into play, because we're just gonna transfer damage to Mimikyu. And all we have to do is find that Lost Vacuum to remove this Bravery Charm and get a knockout. So we'll see what we could do here. Okay, Eri takes our trekking shoes. And they're just gonna pass. Alright. Boss's orders. Ooh, boss's orders. If they put that Serena in play, we're just gonna knock it out. So for now, I'm just gonna continue with our MUNKIDORI. And eventually, we're just gonna knock out this Mimikyu. If they don't put any other Pokemon in play, we win this regardless. We just gotta find that Lost Vacuum. Alright, they're gonna pass. I think we got this. We have Pokestop. Let's go ahead and use Greninja first, draw 2. And we got Arven. Dude, that's all we need. Lost Vacuum. And we're gonna Lost Vacuum their Bravery Charm. And we're gonna transfer 2 more damage with MUNKIDORI. And that's gonna get us our last prize. Dude, that took forever, but we got it. Alright. There you have it, guys, against Snorlax. And that's it for the video. Thank you all so much for watching the Popsicleknight channel, and until next time, please stay safe and have a great day.